Good evening, I'm Nisa. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, a rare move by police, objecting the Crown's possible plea deal in the killing of a young girl. Plus, the debate over how short-term rentals operate in our city. And protesters hope to catch the attention of the Prime Minister as the Liberal caucus meets in Edmonton.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Isa.
A city report on short-term rentals like Airbnb and Vrbo is receiving scathing reviews from the hotel industry. City staff say concerns around the rentals are overblown and recommend maintaining the status quo. As CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports, councillors decided to ignore that advice.
You can book this whole house in southwest Edmonton for about $300 a night on Airbnb. It's one of thousands of short-term rentals available in our city. While most operate without issue, councillors have been hearing about the bad actors.
My office has received complaints from some of the party houses around the White Avenue area, whether it's greater security concerns or waste management concerns, etc.
Tasked with assessing the situation, city staff found fewer than 100 public complaints about short-term rentals in 2024. That's less than 1% of all complaints to the Community Standards Department.
The scale of the problem doesn't appear to be that great in Edmonton.
That's why staff advised councillors against imposing new rules on the sector, claiming those regulations could be ineffective and difficult to enforce.
With respect, this report is flawed, biased, and incomplete.
The city didn't consult the hotel industry for its report. Spokespeople told councillors the biggest problem with short-term rentals isn't disruptive partiers, rather unfair taxes.
We are opposed to corporations and individuals buying up multiple properties and running them like hotels, without the same health and safety rules, employment standards, or tax obligations legitimate operators face.
We all need to be paying our fair share, and right now these short-term rentals are not.
So councillors told city staff to try again. Now they're looking into mandating business licenses for platforms like Vrbo and Airbnb, forcing hosts to pay commercial taxes, and a system to hold problem properties accountable for bad behavior.
We do need greater regulations. We have done this for other sharing economy like rideshare, which in my opinion has made the industry better.
It's expected to take a year to draft those regulations. In the meantime, councillors say keep filing complaints. They'll help council decide what comes next. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
Edmonton police are upset with a planned plea deal in the murder case involving an 8-year-old girl. The girl was killed in an Edmonton apartment in 2023. Her body was later found in Mesquite in a hockey bag in the back of a pickup truck. A woman who can't be identified to protect the identity of the child was initially charged with first-degree murder. Police have since learned the Crown prosecuting the case intends to accept a plea of manslaughter and an 8-year prison sentence. Yesterday, EPS sent a letter to the Assistant Deputy Justice Minister urging the deal be taken off the table. In the letter, police say significant evidence was collected to support the first-degree murder charge. EPS says if the plea deal goes ahead tomorrow, it will release investigation details, allowing the public to decide for themselves if justice was served. The federal Liberal caucus is in our city for 3 days of meetings ahead of the fall sitting of Parliament. Prime Minister Mark Carney arrives tonight, but some Edmontonians were hoping to catch his attention sooner with a protest this afternoon. CTV's Evan Kenny joining us now live in studio. And Evan, what does this group want to see happen?
Nairman, a group of healthcare advocates want Ottawa to follow through on promises made by Justin Trudeau's Liberal government to expand the National Pharmacare program to more than 3 provinces in one territory. Friends of Medicare, the Canadian Health Coalition, healthcare workers, and patients rallied outside the downtown library near the caucus meeting today. They're also planning different events there for the rest of the week. They want the government to follow through on its promise of expanding the National Pharmacare program. Legislation was passed last year, and deals have been struck with Manitoba, BC, PEI, and the Yukon.
Because it's absolutely unfair that folks in Alberta or Saskatchewan don't have the same access to diabetes and contraceptive medications as folks in BC and Manitoba and PEI. It's a matter of fairness, and it's a matter of keeping their promises to voters.
Thank you. Liberal MPs held several group discussions today focusing on women's issues, the economy, and Indigenous issues. The caucus retreat continues through Thursday. Carney is also meeting with Premier Danielle Smith tomorrow. Parliament resumes on Monday. Nariman?
Thank you, Evan. Well, the province says its new requirements for female athletes will ensure a safe playing field. Others disagree.
A lot of women and girls drop out of participating in competitive sports because of the physical nature that it can sometimes have as individuals get to more senior levels.
The province's policy requires women and girls to confirm their sex at birth to ensure trans athletes are not competing in female divisions. Sports psychologist Katie Castle says the province could be doing other things to better ensure girls stay in sports. She says the policy is pulling kids into the debate, which could discourage participation.
They're feeling influenced from what the messages they're seeing on social media or from their parents. They may not know where they stand on this, but it's an added stress for sure. And it's kind of pulling kids into the argument. And it's a very complicated argument.
Says by age 14, girls are twice as likely to quit sports as boys. She says the most common reasons are related to body image, social pressures, bullying, and the commitment needed for elite sports at a young age, not the physical demand of the sport itself. Some people living near Calgary are angry about a data center being built in their community. The project is planned for Rocky View County near Balzac. It includes multiple data centers and a power generation facility in the project's second phase. Developer Connecticore says the project will have substantial long-term benefits to the county's fiscal position. The company says it could generate $14 million in annual tax revenue. Those who live in the area are concerned about their property value, the potential health impacts, and water use. They also say it'll be an eyesore.
My farm is going to be smack dab in between this development and the development existing at Balzac already. We've already had our share of developer problems with dirt dumping, with water well issues, with water runoff and pumping illegally onto our land from reservoirs that weren't made big enough from these projects.
This is an important project for Rocky View County and for Alberta to be part of the growing AI infrastructure that's taking place.
50 people registered to speak to the issue at Rocky View Council today. The special meeting will continue tomorrow because of the number of speakers. Once everyone has been heard, Council will vote on the fate of the data center project. A local soccer super fan is getting ready to snap up tickets to the upcoming World Cup. Larry Zima has spent countless hours and dollars watching soccer all around the world. During the last World Cup, he flew to Qatar to cheer on Team Canada. Zima is crossing his fingers he'll be able to score seats this time too. So fans can sign up tomorrow to enter a lottery to buy tickets. Zima says it'll take a team effort.
I have friends from across the country who are all doing the same thing, find the visa pre-draw. The Voyageurs have a partnership with Canada Soccer, if you're a member, for their Canada Soccer draw. And then General Sales will be trying everything to get. They're going to be in demand in this country. The soccer community in Canada is growing. It's strong, and they're behind the team. And, you know, with 3 guaranteed games at home, possibly 5, if you include we win our group stage in the next one. We have 4 games in Vancouver. People want to be there. It'll be exciting.
The World Cup starts June 11th with the first game in Canada on June 12th, and the final will take place July 19th. Okay, Josh, getting tickets, hot commodity. Also, speaking of hot, the weather outside was gorgeous today.
29 degrees for a daytime high today, and we've got a chance later this week to be in that 29, 30 degree range once again. It'd be a little bit of a cool down tomorrow, though. We're at 28 in downtown Edmonton right now, 25s and 27s outside the city. There's a little bit of a breeze in a couple of spots downtown. It's about 10 to 15 kilometers per hour, really not all that strong, and I don't think it'll be an issue tonight or tomorrow. 19 is the average high, so 10 degrees warmer than average for the high and 4 degrees above average for the morning low. You see, long ways off the record today. But Thursday, Friday, we'll be really close to setting some record highs. This is what it looks like outside right now with the CTV drone, and you can see it is still hazy in the Edmonton area. For the past couple of days, we've had air quality health index readings in the moderate risk range. We're still in that 4 to 6 moderate risk range today, and I think again tomorrow could see a little bit of improvement after tomorrow, especially if we get a little bit of wind kicking up in behind this next system that's going to go through. There's the cold front trailing behind this low pressure system way off to the north. So as expected, you again have some scattered thunderstorms through the foothills, a little further north for some of that activity today compared to the last couple of days, and over the Swan Hills region, a little elevated terrain there, so you've got some thunderstorms. Yeah, just off to the southeast of Red Deer. Looks like we'll keep an eye on that for the next little bit. Nothing severe, and you notice there's nothing imminent for the Edmonton area, but there is a chance of a hit and miss shower overnight tonight. Otherwise, just partly cloudy skies overnight, and then partly cloudy, and 26 or 27 for a high tomorrow. Let's take a look at that return of the 30-ish heat for Thursday, Friday in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Well, coming up next, how some students are finding a new way to take two wheels to school.
There's a lot of research to suggest that engagement at school is a lot better when you've had an active start.
Coming up Wednesday on CTV Morning Live, how much protein do our kids really need? We set the record straight and offer up a healthy and filling back-to-school snack. See you at 6.
CTV Morning Live Edmonton, weekdays.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
Classes are back in session and some students are getting a fresh start to the day. CTV's Sasha Petramala reports on a new kind of school bus that's hitting city streets.
Good morning.
For this group of elementary school students, today's morning bus ride looked a little different.
I liked how we all biked to school without having to walk. It was just so much faster.
Bike Bus Edmonton offers kids a jump start to their school day.
We ride along a pre-planned route. We've got scheduled stops, and people join in along the way to have a ton of fun on their way to school.
Led by parent volunteers, safety is their #1 priority.
Yeah, it was safe. I mean, it's all side roads. Yeah, it was good.
Let's everybody practice our turning signal hand. If you can let go of a handlebar. If you can't, that's okay.
Founding organizer and parent volunteer Kellen Westman says the benefits are endless and the kids love it.
It's a healthy start to the day. There's a lot of research to suggest that engagement at school is a lot better when you've had an active start.
I do, even though it makes me sore.
Something I found out for myself when I joined in on the ride. Bike Bus Edmonton picks up and drops off kids to and from Rutherford Elementary School once a week.
It's not every day right now, but my vision is that it is every day. This should be the normal way that everybody gets to school all the time.
And while setbacks sometimes happen, a valuable lesson is taught.
We celebrated that crash. It said he got back up. We gave him a big round of applause. Like, great crash, buddy. You got back up. Let's go. Let's get to school.
After the ride, snacks and stickers are handed out to top off the morning. Would you do it again?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it was fun.
Sasha Pietramala, CTV News, Edmonton.
The University Hospital Foundation is launching a new initiative for diagnosing and supporting Albertans living with dementia. The Dementia Care Pathways Project aims to close critical care gaps for people with mild to moderate dementia living in the community. It focuses on early diagnosis, coordinated care, and real-world support. It will begin at the K Clinic in Edmonton and McLeod Primary Care Network near Whitecourt. The goal is to create both urban and rural-based programs to then roll out province-wide.
Being able to equip primary care physicians with this is what a family member might see that might be leading to dementia will better equip them to say, how do we intervene early so we can slow the disease down, and also support the caregivers around them, because really the care around the individual with dementia is all-consuming.
The initial project will cost $3 million. The province is spending $1 million with the University Hospital Foundation providing the rest of the money. Well, still to come, an update on a Sylvan Lake man's train creation that's putting the fun in fundraiser.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
A man in central Alberta has raised thousands of dollars for the Stollery and the Alberta Children's Hospital Foundations. Ernie Bescoweni transformed his barley field into a working train station and offered rides to visitors throughout the weekend. He hoped to raise $2,000 to $3,000, but thanks to an outpouring of support, he's already at nearly $20,000.
That's awesome.
Good for him.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I've had to hear from so many people, summer is over, because 2 weeks ago it was a little colder. And I was like, we still have September.
All of a sudden we had like a string of 30-degree days. We had a number of record-setting highs in a row. Could see 2 more record-setting highs later on this week. And today, I mean, up to 29. Last year, we had a similar setup where in the first half of September, we hit 35 times. We're probably not going to hit 35 times. We may get there once before the week is out. Action Furnace River Valley Sky Camp brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed rider, it's free. It's 28 degrees right now and a little hazy out there. I'll show you the air quality readings here in a moment. 26 right now in Grand Prairie. It's 28 and 29 in Fort McMurray and Cold Lake. Red Deer checks in at 27. You have air quality statements a step below a warning. Fort McMurray, areas to the west, and then Grand Prairie down through Grand Cache, Hinton, Whitecourt, Edson areas. Although, if you look at the map here for purple air, and you got a 9 there up in the Whitecourt region. Grand Prairie, though, the air quality is actually not all that bad. Low to moderate risk, same for Fort McMurray. Here in Edmonton, I mean, you notice there's no really thick plumes of smoke that are coming at us from any one direction. It's just that the smoke has moved in a couple days ago and just hung overhead. There's just no wind to move it out of here. And so we're just kind of stuck with the smoke for the next day or so. After tomorrow, we might see a little bit of improvement. But tomorrow is going to be basically the same as today as far as air quality is concerned. Low pressure system sliding across the north. As we mentioned earlier, that's setting off a few scattered showers and thunderstorms as this little cold front, more of a cool front, gets set to slice its way through. These will move off to the northeast as we head through this evening and overnight tonight. They're going to be really hit and miss. So there is a chance that you might see a spotty shower in your area if you're around the Edmonton region or just outside the city. I think there's a better chance most areas get missed. And then this is 2 a.m., still a little of that kicking around. By 8 a.m., just some clouds that'll clear out through the afternoon. Late afternoon, early evening, off to the south, and then to the east of the Edmonton region, you get a chance of some showers and thunderstorms, and possibly once again in through the foothills, some isolated thunderstorms late in the day tomorrow. Looks like a quieter day on tap for Thursday. Almost everybody should be under mainly sunny to partly cloudy skies. 11 degrees in Fort McMurray tomorrow morning, about 10 for Coronation, 9s, Red Deer, Grand Prairie. We'll bottom out in the 14-degree range here in the city. You're back into the mid-20s tomorrow across the northwest. Mid-20s as well for Fort McMurray, so not quite as hot as the 29 that you had today for a high. 23 in Lloydminster and Red Deer. Gets to about 24, same for Jasper. 21 degrees mid-evening here in the city. We'll drop into the mid-teens tomorrow morning with a bit of cloud cover. Slight chance of a scattered shower overnight tonight, although for most areas, as we said, you're going to stay dry. Sunshine tomorrow afternoon and a high of 26. The Oilers and $75,000 cash bonus prize in the Mighty Millions lottery has a deadline of midnight Friday. You could win 2 lower bowl season seats and $75,000. All you have to do is go to mightymillionslottery.com before midnight Friday. You're also eligible for all the other prizes, including the grand prize. There's your 5-day forecast. 26 or 27 for a high tomorrow, 27 or 28 for highs Thursday, Friday, and I think that's actually conservative. Could even be closer to 30 one of those days. Mid-20s in a mix of sun and cloud Saturday, Sunday.
Thank you, Josh. 2 water skiers from Central Alberta are now world champions. Dorian Llewellyn and Ryan Dodd both won medals at the 2025 World Water Ski Championships in Italy. Llewellyn won men's overall and placed second in men's jumps. This is his first world title, following in his parents' footsteps.
The moment that I realized that I won, it was definitely not only a huge weight off my shoulders, but also, a bit overwhelming. Yeah, it was huge. not only, my dad having won there 24 years ago, but it was actually also the same night that my dad was being inducted into the International Water Ski Hall of Fame. So there's a lot of things that came together to make it a really, really cool moment.
Ryan Dodd won bronze in men's jump. He set a world record on Canada Day and is the oldest and longest member of Team Canada. Well, when we return, an author and Oilers stopped by a local school for a story time surprise.
It was very difficult to keep this a secret.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Coming up on CTV News at 6, we'll hear from a Lethbridge professor leaving a board position over the new provincial school sports policy. And a slasher movie filming in Alberta tries to set a scream-worthy record. Those stories and more local news of the day on CTV News at 6. While the Oilers rookie camp is about to begin, tomorrow 25 players will report for medicals and fitness testing at Rogers Place. They'll hit the ice Thursday for practice before playing a game at Rogers Place Friday. Tickets for that game are now on sale, and some of the big names attending rookie camp include Isaac Howard, Matt Savoy, and Bo Akey. With Oilers training camp right around the corner, a published author from the team decided to surprise an elementary school in South Edmonton this afternoon. CTV's Merrick DeCash reports.
A special surprise for students at St. Elizabeth Catholic School.
It was very difficult to keep this a secret. You could feel the energy in the room with staff and students, but we are super excited that he was able to join us this afternoon.
Students were expecting a reading session from Oilers TV host Gene Principe. Instead, Oilers forward Zach Hyman came through the door to read one of his own books.
The welcome I got today, I was shocked. I usually get a big welcome, but today was pretty special. The kids were extremely loud and excited, and it was really awesome to see.
Hyman has published 3 children's books. Today he read Hockey Hero, a picture book he wrote back in 2015.
I thought the book was really nice, and through my mind I was really excited.
It's very nice and cool, and all about hockey and inspiring. Maybe I could try hockey.
Reading and writing has always been a huge passion of mine since I was a kid. I love books, I love reading, I love writing, and I fell into this.
The Oilers forward signed more than 200 copies of his books for the entire school. He also took some time to sign jerseys and other items.
A lot of these kids haven't met an Oiler, neither have our staff, so an opportunity to have someone come and share a book. So he's a published author, the love of reading, his passion for writing, a wonderful role model for the students here at St. Elizabeth.
Despite giving students a day they'll remember, Hyman still has some work to do when it comes to winning them over.
My favorite Oiler, I don't have a favorite because they're all good.
Merrick DeCash, CTV News, Edmonton.
That's our show for tonight. Thank you for watching. CTV National News is next.